Okay, today we're going to be recording the video for the pressure point massage. Pressure point massage is a wonderful tool to have in your tool bag because it is great for a client who has um, that is prone to having breakouts or an apneic client because we're not doing a lot of motions, we're doing more pressure. So it's not as stimulating to the oil glands. It's also good for a client who maybe they have some sinus pressure going on, not sinus infection. We wouldn't work on a client with sinus infection, but for a client who has, maybe like I've had a headache all day, or a client who you did a back treatment on and now they're all congested from having the face in the pressure points pushed on while in the face cradle. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera and we'll go right into this. Here. This facial is also good for the client who doesn't want any kind of massage oil on because we don't use a massage medium. We might recommend a drop of essential oil to help them relax. And if we were going to use that, we would literally put 1 or 2 drops on our hand. And then we're going to hold this over our client's face. And we're going to ask them to take 5 or 6 deep belly breaths, which will help them to start the relaxation process, to trigger that parasympathetic nervous system, which helps us to rest and digest. And after they have finished doing that, then we're going to come in and with our thumbs, we're going to apply pressure where the brow begins, and we're going to push down to the bed, and then we're going to push down to the feet. So we'll push down to the bed and then down to the feet. And we're going to slide up, down to the bed, down to the feet, slide up, down to the bed, down to the feet. And our fourth one will be right at the hairline, down to the bed, down to the feet. And the line that we're following is in correlation with the beginning of the brows. We'll slide back down and we'll repeat that. Down to the bed, down to the feet, down to the bed, down to the feet. I like to use my body weight to bring in that pressure. It also gives a nice rhythm to that. And then we're going to repeat that one more time. If we wanted to make this massage longer, we would do this 6 times. If we want to make it shorter, we'll do it 3 times. All right, after we've done that 3 times, we're going to come in and we're just going to do thumb over thumb from the brows to the hairline. We'll do that 6 times, just dragging that thumb. And then we're going to come in where the brows begin, and we're going to push down to the bed, lift our pressure, but not our touch, slide out, push down, lift our pressure, not our touch, slide out, press, and then we're going to end up on the temples and give a press, and we're going to come off the ears. Okay, we'll repeat that movement. Down to the bed, slide out, down to the bed, slide out, down to the bed. So I'm at the end of the eyebrows, and then temple, press, and off at the ears. 3rd time. So each of these times we're moving up the forehead. Now I'm along the hairline, down to the bed, slide out, down to the bed, slide to where the eyebrows end, press, temples, press, off at the ears. All right, now we're going to come in with our palms of our hands. This is called a palmar press. And with the palms of our hands, we're going to lean into our client. Hands are here just kind of covering the eyes. You can relax those hands on there if you want. I find I just like to give them darkness. And I'm going to slide off at the ears. Palmar press, leaning in, sliding off at the ears. And again, use your body weight to give that pressure off of the ears. Now we're going to come down and do our nose movement. There are two parts to this movement. The first one is a pressure point about halfway up the nose where the nose meets the face. And I'm going to press. And then very lightly, I'm going to glide underneath the zygomatic bone or the cheekbone. And then I'm going to come back in at the base of that nose and press. And then again, very light pressure underneath the zygomatic bone to the temple. That's one movement. Middle of the nose, press. Right underneath that zygomatic bone. Base of the nose, press. We're going to go right under that zygomatic bone. That's two. Middle of the nose, press. Sliding out, light pressure. Base of the nose, press. Sliding out. So I'm going to repeat that 3 times or 6 if I want it to be longer. All right, now I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my thumb on top of the jaw, my index finger under the jaw, and I'm going to slide to the ears, slide to the ears. I'm going to do this 3 times on each side for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to come to those ears and I'm just going to unroll those ears. I'm going to work my way around that ear. And if I find my shoulders going up, I'm just going to relax those shoulders and flip over and do it the other way. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and unfold those ears. Repeat that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can really get in there and squeeze those ears. Practice with your own ears. You can see you can put a lot of pressure in those ears. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this together once, coming to the ears, and then coming in with my palmar press and relaxing back off the ears again. And draining together to the ears, palmar pressing and off of the ears. And a third time, draining together and palmar pressing and off of the ears. Now I'm going to come underneath the jaw and I'm going to change it so that I have like I'm scooping water. I'm going to have scooping motions underneath the jawline, and I'm going to just lightly drag till I'm behind the ear. Once I'm behind the ear, I'm going to flip over and I'm going to use my thumbs down the side of the neck, and I want to be behind the ear. I don't want to be in here. I want to be right along where that ear is. I'm coming down the sides of the neck. Once I get down to the sides of the neck, I'm going to come onto the décolleté and I'm going to do 6 circles and over the shoulder and back up to that occipital bone. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to scoop and drain down the side of the neck, coming into the clavicle area. And then I'm going to do 6 circles over the décolleté, over the shoulder, up the back of the neck, making sure I'm not on the spine until I come to that bony ridge. And I'm going to hold and then repeat that one more time, scooping under the neck, down the sides of the neck, coming over the clavicle, 6 circles on the décolleté, over the shoulders, up the back of the neck. Now I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so when we finish our last one, we're going to just come down into the trapezius area, and we're going to ask our client to take 5 deep belly breaths. As they breathe out, we're going to push down a little bit. When they breathe in, we're going to release our pressure. When they breathe out, we're going to push down a little bit. And we'll do that for each of those breaths, giving some space between the ear and the shoulders. Then we're going to come around and we're going to find 3 spots. Our first one is going to be approximately 2 fingers behind the ear, right underneath that occipital bone on both sides. And we're going to press, 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 press. Then we're going to slide in. Our next spot that we're looking for is if you come in and as that bone comes up, we're going to just stay right on the inside. So it'll be about right here, about 1 inch off of each side of the spine. And we're going to press, 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 press. And then our third point is if we follow that occipital bone, it'll come up into a triangle. It's about halfway up the skull. And we're going to find that spot. And we're going to press, 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 press. So I'm holding my hand this way and doing the pressure this way. Then, since I have a hold of their head, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stand up. And as I stand up, I'm going to bring the chin down towards the neck in a very gentle stretch. So it's like I'm making my client look at her feet. And I'm going to be feeling for resistance. If I feel resistance, I'll ask, can I go further? If yes, and I'll just go until I feel a little bit of a stretch, and I'm going to hold that for 10 seconds. Then I'm going to come and I'm going to relax that head back down on the table, sit myself back down, and now I'm going to turn the head to one side. And then I'm going to grab right here on that occipital ridge. And now I'm going to turn my body and pull in that direction, creating a nice gentle stretch in this trapezius area. So you can't really see it on a doll head, but I'm going to do this motion and hold for 10 seconds. And then bring back to the center. Turn the other direction. And then pull. Bring them back to center. Lay their head back down. And now I'm either going to slide back down off the shoulders, or I can come back up to the temples and off.